Hello and welcome to Good or Bad. Since it's April, I thought I would do a film set at Halloween. Night of the Demons. Released in 1988 and directed by Kevin Tenney, Night of the Demons is one of those films you find on late night TV in October and have a blast watching. Probably due to severe sleep deprivation, alcohol abuse and just a measure of brain damage. But for the rest of us, may God have mercy on our souls. The movie kicks right off with a whole 3 minutes and 23 seconds of intro credits. Well, this is a good start.
Hey, Grandpa, look at the mirror!
I guess that was the only way this movie was ever going to start. The horror cliches begin when the old man is pranked by one of our victims, I mean characters.
There's no fool like an old fool.
You son of a bitch!
Hey, cool it, Pops. You want to blow your pacemaker or something?
The horror cliches don't let up, only this time with somebody trying to help the old man.
Gee, mister, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
Get your hands off of me.
Hey, calm down.
Get away from me.
I was just trying to help.
I don't need to help you, damn little whore.
Jesus Christ, he is really pissed off. So much so that he plans to exact vengeance.
They'll get what they deserve. Yes. They'll get what they deserve.
Is he the one that's going to summon the demons to kill those kids? Well, it's a cliched setup, but at least it makes sense. Guess we're going to find out anyway. The guy that pranked the old man is called Sal, played by Billy Gallo, and he goes to visit Judy, who was the girl the old man called a whore. She is played by Kathy Podwell. Sal is trying to take Judy out somewhere, but instead gets drawn into an argument with what seems to be a younger version of himself, but really is Judy's kid brother. But seriously, just watch them two. They have the same personality, social skills, and insults. It's like they are the same person. Maybe it's a twist, or a lack of diverse characteristics. Depends on your level of optimism. I'm not very optimistic.
Now go tell that pretty little piece you call your sister that handsome hunk Sal is here. And tell her I brung my pet snake for her to play with.
Judy's getting ready for a date, butthole. If I were you, I'd get out of here before he shows up and turns your ugly face into a punching bag.
Well, give me that shit, punk. Go get your sister before I lose my cool.
Sal finds out that Judy is going to a party with someone else, who turns out to be Jay, played by Lance Fenton. The kid tells him that the party is at the abandoned Hull House, which, saying out loud, makes me realise how not scary at all that place sounds. But whatever, I'm sure it'll look cool. Okay, it looks like every other haunted house in any other horror movie. Just way more fake.
This place was once a funeral parlor, wasn't it?
Yeah, biggest one in 4 counties.
A funeral parlor? Way out here?
Well, sure, it's nice and cozy, right next to the old cemetery. And rumor has it old man Hull really loved his clientele. I mean in the carnal sense.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I once saw a portrait of Mrs. Hull.
Okay, this movie has some of the worst exposition I've ever seen.
The Hall family met a pretty gruesome end, didn't they?
They sure did. As a matter of fact, it was on Halloween night. One of them went crazy and slaughtered the entire family, then committed suicide. They could never figure out who did it. Too much blood and guts.
I know that a movie has to give some exposition, but it has to do it in a way that it feels natural. The Friday the 13th movies understood this because they went over past events but in the form of telling stories to try and scare their friends. So there it made sense, but here it just seems like the movie is checking off things it needs to do on a list. It's just a backstory shamefully shoved in for no reason. And we don't even need to know this because, spoiler alert, it has nothing to do with the demons! Take this out of the movie and it doesn't change anything! Granted, you could argue that it is there to make the house seem creepy, but it looking fake and haunted would do that. There is no need for anything else. We don't need to know this backstory. The demons have nothing to do with it, and the house, by design alone, looks haunted and creepy. Yes, fake as well, but haunted and creepy.
An underground stream. According to legend, it completely surrounds the property. This wall was built right on top of it.
A brick wall on top of an underground stream? Now there's a stroke of engineering genius.
Yes, we really needed to know that. Thank you, movie, you continue to enlighten my life. But apparently the wall was built there to mark where the stream was, and the demons that inhabit the land cannot cross the stream. So therefore the wall was built as a landmark to let people know. So putting aside such questions as how do you know this, it does raise one very big question. Why a wall? Wouldn't something like a pillar, a statue, a tower, anything that sticks up from the ground but doesn't trap you in? I mean, just picture it. You're running away from a demon, you see the landmark letting you know where safety is. If it is a statue or a tower, you simply cross it and you're safe. But with a wall, you're trapped, therefore dead. And the moral of this story is, if you're stupid enough to go there, the world doesn't need you. Okay, so they enter the house and thus begins the wisecracks. Oh, and more backstory.
Oof! Somebody fired the maid.
Yeah, somebody did. The whole family maid was killed along with the rest of them. Someone managed to roast her.
Great. Barbecue maid. No wonder she didn't keep the place clean.
They find a coffin and Jay gets the idea to hide in the coffin and scare one of their yet-to-arrive friends.
Come on, this is gonna be great. Just relax.
Jay, no!
Hey, whose side are you on?
Whose side am I on? You're acting like an idiot. You were just about to climb in there and scare somebody else. Now you're gonna punch out Sal just because he beat you to it?
Do I even need to be here to criticise these characters? They seem to be doing a good enough job without me.
Alright, dudes!
So the rest of them arrive and the party begins. Until the power fails. Demons! Please? We're like 25 minutes in and nothing supernatural has happened. It's not like this is a long movie or anything. Then somebody suggests a seance, which is where I guess the demonic stuff gets started.
Isn't that a little chancy? I mean, this is Halloween, the night when all the creepy things are supposed to stalk the earth. I mean, there's no telling what we'll dredge up, especially in this old place.
Some horror movie this is. So they decide to have a past life seance instead, where they all sit there and look into a mirror and see what they looked like in a past life. But I guess the past life seance was enough to summon the demons, because the mirror falls, the demons rise up and possess Suzanne, who is played by Linnea Quigley.
Noises that we heard, there were 3 of them. And that awful stink. And then the chill. The noise, the stink, and the chill.
The noise, the stink, and the chill. That just sounds like a parody of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
The noise, the stink, and the chill. They're all signs of demonic infestation.
Demonic what?
Demonic whatchamacallit?
I don't care what you all think. My daddy was a preacher. And I know better than to be in here fooling with this stuff. This is a house of the dead.
Yes, now we reach the point where they are all experts about everything demon. Which begs the question, if the host is so knowledgeable about the occult, why did she decide to host a party in an abandoned funeral parlour in which everyone was gruesomely murdered? So this Roger guy, played by Alvin Alexis, decides to leave and Judy decides to go with him. But before they go, we get the rundown on the difference between haunted and possessed. So pay attention, kids, because this may be on your upcoming exams.
What's the difference between possessed and haunted?
A haunted house is a house with ghosts in it. The spirits of people who've died. But the spirits living in a house possessed have never existed in human form. They've only existed in spirit form. They're pure evil. They're demons.
When Roger and Judy do leave, they find that the gate has mysteriously disappeared, so they are stuck there with everyone else. The demon decides that one possessed person is not enough, so it's time to share the love. The next 20 minutes are filled with people wandering around, makeout sessions and whatever the hell that is. Ultimately leading up to this. Oh, and then Demon Suzanne unbuttons her shirt and gets her lipstick... What? She gets her lipstick and puts it around her boob and then inserts it into her nipple. What? Why am I doing it? Thank God I don't own lipstick. After that, we get dead bodies, cock blocking, and a very, very severe case of insecurity.
Stop looking at me.
Everyone that has been killed by a demon is now possessed, and only Judy, Roger, and Sal remain, whom the demons are hunting down. Oh, you poor thing! Somebody give that girl a throat lozenge. They try to get out through the window, but find Demon Suzanne, who then throws Sal out the window. At least she threw him in the direction he wanted to go.
Run, Judy, run! See, Judy, run!
Okay, I get that this movie is one big mountain of cheese, but this movie's cheese doesn't even make sense.
Run, Judy, run! See, Judy, run!
What does that even mean? Well, I have no idea, but I love it. Judy runs and finds an arm and a coffin. Scream, Judy, scream! See, Judy, scream! Nope, still doesn't make any sense. But I still love it! Judy runs away and finds Roger. We see that Sal survived the fall and jumps in to save Judy when she's grabbed by a demon. Well, he survived a near-fatal fall only to suffer an actual fatal fall. It's almost like it was meant to be. Anyway, Roger catches Judy and they run straight back into the demons.
Oh, don't tell me you're leaving. Sal wanted to go, but he decided to stick around.
I know Sal was horrifically murdered by demons, but at least they gave him a headstone. You don't see that kind of decency among many demons. I swear that like 50% of this movie is just people running away from demons in comedic fashion. We might as well just put some stupid music over it and be done with it. Something one of the demons says tells them that they will be safe if they can make it until the next day.
The hell, you dirty bastards!
Oh, not tonight, my boy. Oh, no, not tonight.
Did you hear what they said, Raj? Not tonight. They won't go to hell tonight because it's Halloween, right?
Can't really complain about that one because Mikey has the same principles. But in the meantime, while Roger cries in the corner, Judy shifts into badass mode and uses a gas pipe as a flamethrower. They then run away to the main door of the house to escape, but Judy comes face to face with Demon J for the first time.
What's the matter, Judy? Don't you like your blind date?
Do these demons live in hell because they make really bad jokes? Because that, I can buy. Alrighty, so they are cornered, but Roger has a clever idea.
You won't get me!
Judy, what are you doing? Just follow him through the window.
Alive!
A whole 20 seconds later, Judy realises that jumping through the window was actually a good idea. I don't get it. She is smart enough to use a gas pipe as a flamethrower, but it takes her 20 seconds to realise she can follow her friend through the smashed out window. Anyway, remember earlier when they said demons couldn't cross the stream, and the wall was built to tell you where the stream was? Well, they climbed the wall. Yes, yeah, I know, I said the wall would trap them, causing them to die. But my point still stands. If the wall was not there, it would have been easier for them to escape. And Judy wouldn't have suffered all those burns. Or maybe it was the demons that built the wall. In which case, couldn't they have built the wall higher? Okay, I'll admit it, I just hate that wall. I don't care if my criticisms are a bit flawed here, I just really hate that wall. So they cross the stream, the demon goes back to hell because I guess it just happened to be midnight, and they walk home. The end. Or at least it should be. There's more.
Rotten pig trash. Been out all night, huh?
The old guy from the start of the movie sees them walking home, and then he goes back inside to have some apple pie that his wife baked him.
Is it good, dear?
Nah, it's okay.
His wife is a little surprised to hear that he only thinks the pie is okay, because she has been up for hours making it.
There weren't as many trick-or-treaters last night, not like the good old days. I had to do something with all those leftover apples. I still can't understand why you buy so many. Happy Halloween, dear.
Okay then. Well, we knew that he was planning to put razor blades in apples and give them out to trick-or-treaters because he's a homicidal asshole, but apparently his wife is also homicidal, so I guess it's a match made in heaven. Or hell, maybe he's just rich. So karma struck again and all is well. But was Night of the Demons good? To call this movie bad would be stupid because the movie clearly doesn't want to be a legitimate horror film. This film just wanted to be cheesy, gory entertainment, kind of like The Evil Dead, but it is certainly less memorable than The Evil Dead. Sure, it's fun to watch, has some really entertainingly bizarre moments, but in the end it's quite forgettable. I suppose the fact that it had a very slow start played a large part in that, because for the first 45 minutes he kind of just sat there waiting for the demons to show up. But rest assured, once the demons arrive, it's a blast. The acting is cheesy, the effects are cheesier, and it all makes little to no sense, so if you're a fan of cheese, you're in for a mostly good time.
Enjoy your lipstick, doll face. Good night.
You have been watching Good or Bad, and I'm gonna... Roll, credits roll. See credits roll.